Live drum practice. I'm working on Day Tripper today. I have a student that's working on the solo section, and I find it, I don't find it more difficult than the other sections. There's like a sixth lid in the beginning. There's some hard stuff, but like just looking at this right away, it wasn't coming as natural as some of the other sections. So thought I'd do a live, break it down here, and then make some videos for the student. If you guys want to support us making more of these videos or even have a need for this tablature, there's links below. Become a member at musicbythemeasurespro.com. If you do that, you get sheet music on the weekly. And we're always writing new titles. I think John has on the list Metallica coming soon. There's Revival. Tessa requested that one, so I'll do a piano breakdown on that. All right, anyway, just jump in. So 138 is full speed for this song. And when I'm approaching something new, like I'm trying to figure out, like, how did he stick this? How did he play this? And it took me a couple of passages through just to really kind of figure it out. But one thing I came up with my student the other day is just going, if you lead with your right hand. Now, Ringo was a left-handed drummer, played on a right-handed kit. I don't know if he led with his right hand or not. It's kind of funny. If you try to watch this, okay, if you pull up Day Tripper and watch any live videos, he's playing on a ride that's a little bit bigger than this, and of course they never show the drummer. And Ringo very much had a two-cymbal set at this time in their career. The other interesting thing I think is if you go and watch the music video, Ringo screws up right before he's about to play this part, and you see him laughing and stop playing. So, you know, a good drummer would probably just approach this, maybe, but also just playing it like that really doesn't change much for me either. So I just find it interesting that, you know, the live video, there's a live in Japan. It's hard to really make out what he's playing. In the music video, he laughs and screws it up. And then, like, everyone I see does a little bit of a different breakdown. There's a couple, I don't know, not live videos. There's a couple exercise videos that people have made. Or just playthrough videos, lesson videos. And they're all just different. If you listen to the track really closely, or even if there's some good isolated drum tracks, this cymbal, he's very much not playing. When he hits it, he's really giving it a good hit, because you hear this. Again, I think, in my mind, he had a bigger ride than this. Maybe it's all just perspective, and it's not actually a bigger ride than this. It might even be a thinner ride than that. But just look at some of those videos. You'll see it. Anyway, yeah. So we're going to go. The exercise I kind of came up with is keeping this 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if you can start driving with your right hand. Also, this is what I like about learning via songs. All of a sudden, we have to figure out a beat. We have to see which hands would make the most sense for us to do. And essentially, we're no different than any of those beat books. We're just taking one example out of the song. So, anyway, yeah, let's get 80 BPM going with 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 1 and 2. Let's hear how fast 80 is. 1 and 2. So a little bit slower than I was going, which is good. 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 1 and 2. I always want to approach a song slower than I'm going to have to play it, right? So I can have time to figure it out and learn. What I like about this, so if you can get used to just going... Then only thing you have to change as soon as you want to add the cymbals is 1 and 2. Oh, I was going to hit another crash. Have to hit that. I have to do it right, though. Let me slow down and get settled in. It becomes a very natural extension after playing. And we'll do the same thing on the extra, or the next measure, because it's kind of similar as well. So just getting this idea down. cymbals. And then when you're adding the cymbals on that open beat, open because we're not, crossed any, well, I guess we're open the entire time. You're just going to be crossing to that on 3. So, all right, let's do 80. Try to do 4. See if I can count. I'm not always good at counting while counting. We're going to do 4 in a row of 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 1 and 2. And then after we do our 4, we're going to go. Cool. 80's a little slow. I'm going to try not to rush. Just had an espresso. Do our best. And we got to get up to 138, but kind of setting the groundwork slow is the best thing to do. 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So we're just going to keep doing that over and over again. We're not going to go too obsessive on this because I want to work on the other measure and get both these ideas in my head. And if you're playing 80 and you're like me and you're rushing a little bit, don't care. You're using this as an exercise to get tighter. This is my warm-up as well. Make your first part of practice your warm-up and you'll have more fun and be more engaged. Sometimes I don't need to keep rambling. Okay. Sweet. I'm going to try to count and not get lost. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're getting a little sloppy at the end there, but that's okay. All right. Let's look at this next measure before we get too ahead of ourselves. So, same idea, right? We're just keeping all eighth notes. Now, also as a student, if you guys need more time, just going, if you need it simpler, just go. And some people in the comments might mock me. Why would I need this simpler? Because, like, I taught this to a kid the other day, and he struggled with this. And it's just a rudiment that he has, or I wouldn't say a rudiment, but it's a basic beat that he needs to practice. So when I'm making these videos, I'm thinking of, well, in this case, I'm thinking of this particular student. Like, what does he need to work on? How can I help him? You guys are all across the board, and I'm across the board too. Like, I'm not a great drummer. I got some mocking in the comments the other day. I'm not a great piano player. I want to get better. I'm a good teacher. Anyway. So yeah, you gotta take it for where you're at playing. If you need to simplify something, simplify it. There's nothing wrong in the world with getting good at that. And then as soon as you practice that for a couple days, it'll be easy for you to add the next piece, whether it be the kick or the cymbals. All right, so same exact idea. We're gonna start 80. And we're gonna just get and 80 is obviously a little slower than that, or maybe, I don't actually know. We're going to find out. And then as soon as we get comfortable, we'll figure out that symbol on the 2. So a little bit different than the other one. 3, 4, 1, and... also like about this approach, you get a very good leg practice in here, just kick drum practice. And then add the cymbals. That a slow tempo allows me to do, and everyone actually, is relax while I'm playing. So many of us, students especially, but me as well, we play tense. Can't play fast and tense. It's just impossible. Maybe not impossible. It's very challenging to do. All right. So I think those are for the most part. Yeah. So this measure is just more simple because it doesn't have the ride. This one is just back to the other one that we just did. No ride. And then ride. So these two measures will really allow us to get the idea of it down. So let's practice that on our own a minute, and then we'll do it with metronome at 80. So we're going to do the exact same idea. We're going to do it without cymbals to really get an understanding of how to play this better, and then we're going to add cymbals back in. Before I even do that, though, let's listen to 80, because you can hear already that I like to just go faster than I have to. Practice it at 80. It's going to be more comfortable. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure I'm counting that right. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Cool. So same idea. I think the reality is sometimes practice isn't that glamorous, especially when you're at this. I'll admit, like, I'm probably lower on all instruments. I'm lower level. I'm not high level by any means. So for me, it just takes me more time to learn something, more time to present something. But I don't know. I enjoy it. I like practicing, so I'm just going to keep doing it. So we'll do 4 in a row without cymbals, and then 4 with cymbals. We'll see if I can count. So totally could not keep counting. I like how I think I said earlier this is on the offbeat. It's clearly on 2. Is there one on the offbeat? No, there really isn't. Okay, so I was wrong. Speed it up to 85. So now we're just at the point of just getting into a nice rhythm of it. For some reason, my 1 stream is not running. Or it's not running well today. So if you guys are on the short stream, I apologize. We'll get it fixed. We'll see what's the issue. So 85, same exact idea. We'll do 4 with. And then 4 with just snare, and then 4 cymbals. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Spacing out, staring at the bit rate of the stream, dropping and coming back, dropping and coming back. It's kind of a good, just easy thing to do. Easy is relative, right? Like again, when I approached with the student, I was like, how would I even? Really wasn't until I figured out who wanted to lead, and by lead I mean just getting that snare to get consistent on this. Now that's going to start getting harder as we approach, like the hundreds and even 138 is going to be pretty hard. So easy as a slower exercise, gets more difficult as we go. All right, we're just going to keep doing the same thing. One more. Just snare. Cymbals. One and two, three and four and. And again, I played some measures that were pretty good. I played some that were a little loose. I'm picking the battle of just getting the part down. We can fight tempo, or we can fight tightness later. Get it down first, get the idea, and then worry about the other things. There's one other thing I thought about as I was playing this, but I don't remember what it was. Yeah, all right, maybe it'll come back to me. Same thing. Oh, it did come back to me. As you start getting, this is getting really easy at 80, 85 even. Well, I guess we just did 90, probably. Or I put the wrong metronome speed in it. So if this is getting easy at... All right, let me play it correct. Then what you can start doing if you want to is add in extra hands. You could easily go. I love how I said I could do that, and then I just couldn't do it. There's going to be opportunities to add your left hand in, and anytime that you add your left hand in, it's going to make it easier for you to play. I still think the basis of the beat works really well. right there on 3 and 4, and you go right, left, and it might make it a little bit easier for you. I know it's gonna make it easy for me as I speed up, even if I can just get one extra left hand in there. Still, I'm gonna try to play 138 with just right hand and see how we do. All right, 95. So let's go to doing 2 measures of kick and snare, and then 2 measures with the crashes, and then we'll go back and forth like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. To remember what I said I was doing. I'm now going into the mode of practice where I'm just spacing out and playing, which isn't the worst thing to do, especially if I want a long practice, is just shut my brain off and play. All right, I'm going to try to do 2 and 2, see if it happens. Speed it up. Let's do 100. Then I might take a little break and look at the rest of this solo section. I don't think he needs as much work on that, but it's just nice to work on 2 different things at once. All right, 100. Same thing. Try to go 2 and 2. So what I like, it's going to be a weird comment, what I like to hear is my sloppiness. And what I mean by that is when I start adding those crashes, right, I get sloppy. The 1 gets a little moved in my brain, which is why I think it's a good idea to always come back and center yourself with... Yeah, you can hear it right there. You're cultivating an exercise how to learn the song. And I say this to students a lot, especially if a student likes, I'm not going to pick on any bands, but if a student likes one band and that drummer's an okay drummer, so it was AC/DC. Dude, the guy's a good drummer. He does what fits the song really, really well. But I told the student, I'm like, if we learn 10 AC/DC songs, all we've learned is his skill set. The better thing is, like, pick Led Zeppelin, pick AC/DC, pick Aerosmith. It doesn't really matter. Pick the Beatles. You then are cultivating ideas that he had to spend time learning how to do, and then you just become a better drummer through that. All right, let's go 105. I'm gonna go a little faster on this, and then look at the other sections. And by other sections, I mean I'm just concentrating on the solo. I might spend like a couple days on this and get him some loop videos that I like to do, and really kind of bring it home for me. Those loop videos force me to play in a little bit different way than these lives do, and I like that difference between it. If I did only these, it wouldn't help me as much as a musician. If I did only those, it wouldn't help me either. So yeah. That's all I have to say. Cool. I'm going to take this tempo-wise as far as I can go right now. So we'll see how close we can get to 138. I always say shit like that, and then I stop at 110, and I'm like, 110's as fast as I can get. Other things I'm thinking about. Caffeine's kicking in. I'm doing the push-pull technique on this. Just feels very natural on this part, right? So not a lot of arm. Well, no arm, really. It's just all wrist. Think about all the different segmenting of appendages you have to do to play drums well. And I'm on that journey. In my mind, I'm taking the first steps these past couple months. So even if you can practice this and lock into that will make you a better drummer as soon as you're comfortable with that. Try not to change this idea. And then add that kick drum. I often have students put their arm on the other arm so they can get used to, they're like, oh wait, I am moving quite a bit. And okay, let's do a couple more. Yeah, let's do a couple more 110s. That 110s. 110. Yeah, that does work. Okay. My brain. 1, 2. All right, 115. Same exact thing. back to kick snare. So again, at 115, you start to hear my technique fall apart. It gets a little sloppier, impacts your timing. So I think 120 might be my max. Or let me say this differently. I could do 138. It's going to sound like crap. So we'll stick at 120 today, and tomorrow we'll pick this up and clean it up a little bit and try to get this to full speed tomorrow. And then by Wednesday, we're doing tracking vids on this. Another thing to point out, though, you do not hear my technique break apart there. It's as soon as I add that one extra thing of complexity. So think about that. Keep pushing these tempos higher. So one thing we're going to try today, this will be a good, interesting science experiment, is getting this to 138 with the simplistic idea of just snare and kick. Knowing that, hey, we don't need to add the left hand in right away. We can add that in later as we get more comfortable with it. And then really, like, it goes back to just understanding your technique at such a high level that going to faster tempos doesn't throw you off, doesn't wreck you. All right, 125. Good stretch. Oh, that was right. All right, it's time to go faster anyway as I drop that stick. 130. Fun. Good shit. Good kick drum exercise. I think I kind of clearly knew this coming in that was going to just be a good leg workout and just more confidence. Also, I am enjoying the heck out of just working on 2 measures. That's how I like to practice. Everyone's different. Quite often in lessons, I'll be like, my guy, there's no spend 10 minutes. Now, this is ridiculous, right? 35 minutes on 2 measures, but I'm not learning 2 measures of the song. I'm learning technique. I'm applying this stuff, and that's what I like to do in practice. Treat it how you want to treat it. Take this idea, run away with it. Anytime though that I can get a student to sit and go, with the metronome, I'm gonna be like, hell yeah, let's keep doing this, my guy. Let's keep practicing it. And not for weeks on end. Just it's a good exercise. I always think about, like, here's your exercise. Every week it should be getting shorter the amount of time that you do. And then you have a song learned, and then you move to the next song. I don't know. So I legit am watching my hand technique on the screen, and it made me misplace where the symbol was. But I think we go faster. If you guys are watching the short stream, I apologize. It's a little bumpy today. Not sure. Maybe I didn't set something right, but it keeps on going via the bit rate. So we'll look into it after that. Just means that you get a lot of stops and starts. A lot of pauses and wondering if I'm actually doing anything. So you did 135 is hard for me. Difficult to keep the momentum, keep the right technique. It's not 135, but you get my point. So 138's full speed. What we're gonna actually do is go 140 and just push a little faster than we'll ever have to go, and then we're gonna slow down to 138. And I really see myself, like I said, having one more day of working on this before I can do a nice loop video for him. Very sloppy. Again, that's okay. We're really trying to be a race car right now. Go faster than we're gonna have to, and then slow it down and settle in. I kind of want to go to I don't kind of want to. I want to go to 142. I feel like 2 BPM is a good idea. Like it's, 138, 2 BPM faster is nice. Just want to push a little bit more, which is the story of my life. Probably why I'm broke a lot. I won't say I like to gamble, but I like to just push. That kick was getting sloppy. All right. I feel like 42 to 38 is going to be enough of a drop for me to actually feel that relaxation. I felt like 40 to 38 would not be that. All right. So we're just going to do a couple minutes on this, and then I guess we'll look at the last part of the solo section. Don't see myself doing a loop video for those. I might just do a section, solo section video. If you guys want more of this song, a lot of this song, like there's at least 4 or 5 things in the song that are above my pay grade. So it's kind of also like, I don't need to do a whole breakdown of it. If anything, the best thing for me as a drummer is to pick a song a little bit below this level, better for my hand technique, better for where I'm at, and work on that and come back to this whole song a couple months down the road. It's important to know where you're at. You don't need your butt handed to you in too many situations. So other than being really sloppy, you can hear the rush on the second measure, 1 and 2 and. Probably long term, the best thing to do would be to get 2 lefts in there. Probably not what I'm going to worry about right now. I think I can suss it out and fix it with just. It's essentially what's happening. Just making sure this hand, even though it's moving, is keeping that same technique. Sometimes I come back and I'm doing a little bit of that, which is a better drummer would not be tripped up by that. Me not being a good enough drummer trips me up. So, all right. Dude, I think that's phenomenal. We already got up to 138. Very happy with that. Not going to even worry about all of that. All right. So halfway through, and I'm just going to start learning this for fun and give me a little bit of break from the other thing that I'm working on. So him and Ringo does this, I think, twice in the song. I think this is the chorus beat idea too. Him putting the snare on one is a lot of fun. Like it just causes a little bit of I want to use anxiety, commotion, a little bit of movement in the song by just driving with the snare on the downbeat. So Ringo always did a good job of pushing the song in the right direction. So let's slow this idea down to 80. And essentially, so we got open hi-hats, and we're going 1 and 2. Now, when he doubles that up, though, with those snares, that's probably not going to happen at 138. So we'll get what we can out of this song for me now. Again, probably a good thing for me to come back in 4 or 5 months, tackle that part. I just can't see me playing 138. Kick or hands. So we'll work a little bit on this section, and then we'll give me a nice little transfer when I do the loop videos. So we don't even need both measures. Now 80 sounds really slow after spending time on 138. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So 80 is a little too slow for me. What we're going to do, just for fun, again, try to make these about an hour for myself. Like an hour of practice is a good amount of practice for me to get in. We're just going to keep these two tempos, this tempo, and we're going to jump between this measure and this measure, because now we have to double everything, right? We're going 1 and 1. I don't think my brain can even comprehend that idea. There we go. This, in my mind, is a challenge measure, much like the Smells Like Teen Spirit stuff that I was working on the past couple of weeks, and then kind of took a week off and chilled and back at it. You kind of got to know your limitations. Like, I could practice this for a month, and I won't get it. Instead, work on this for a couple weeks. Work on this for a week. I'm going to give myself a week on this stuff because I feel like I got the first half wrapped up really quickly. Work on this for a week. Then move on from it. Come back to it in a month. 2 months even. You will be a better drummer if you keep practicing other stuff and not beat your head against the wall and play the exact same thing over and over again. There's a time and a place for everything, right? Some of this is just technique I need to develop, especially just keeping that kick going on eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Dude, I mean, this will be good stuff to work on long term, and just really even the switch between. You can hear just like my kick wants to go rampant. Just lack of control. All right, let's do it. Stalling for time. I'm not even playing that right. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and... Like I said, that's going to kick my butt. And that's good, though. Let's do 85. And 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now, no reason to switch over, but we're going to do the other measure. What I would call like 2, 3, 4. Double time. So it's funny, like the minute I try to make that switch, my kick is like, nah, I can give you quarter notes, but I'm not gonna. Here's what I love. Like this song, even working on these slower tempos is gonna impact every other song you play, right? Just getting getting that good sense of eighth notes at 85 now, but eventually 138 is going to be good for everyone involved. I think it goes back to if you approach the song in the right way, you can get a lot of learning out of it. It's all how you want to approach your practice. And 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So a lot of it though is just my leg not being able to do this. I know I'm stopping a lot, but it's because of I'm so off the rails. It's easy for me to just stop, assess a little bit, and be like, okay, why can't I play? Bigger issue, I just can't play it consistently in time. Let's start again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Two, 3, 4... The kick just runs rampant. All right. That is a good enough practice for today. Kind of got this idea down. I wouldn't say down. Kind of got this idea started. Knowing that, though, we're going to go back to 80 BPM tomorrow when I start. Now, this section, I really don't. Started at 80 today. I think I started at 80 today. I think coming in tomorrow at 90. Say even 98. Kind of rejar me. I always like to leave with the tempo I think I should start with, and just kind of do those same exercises, really kind of reinforce what we learned today, get to the point where we have just a little bit better understanding of it all, and we go from there. All right, guys, thanks for checking it out. Become a member at musicbythemeasurespro.com if you want to support us making more sheet music, more videos, lesson videos like this, and we will talk to you all guys all soon.